So basically where I left you off with last time is we got the new diff pretty much put together. Still got to do some like adjustments on that to get it all right, but that's pretty much all done. I'm going to button that up here today as well. But the main thing is we left you off. We kind of brought these up and then told you we had some issues, so now I'm going to explain what those are. So we're designing a dual brake caliper set for pretty much any GM10 bolt. So pretty much any 99 to 2018 Silverado Sierra 1500, you should be able to get these should work on. So we're developing these. We're finding out that they cause a little bit of an issue. One, they're too wide. It's like an 18-inch distance between end of caliper to end of caliper. Obviously, no one who's running a pre-runner has 20-inch wheels, so it's way too big. Also, we don't have rotors big enough for that. So we're going to have to remachine these, make them shorter to actually fit the proper brakes that we're going to be putting on here, brakes and rotors. The other main issue that we ran into is we can't use the traditional rear brake rotors. They've got this super deep dish, which is designed for the ones that come with disc brakes. They've got this, so you have your parking brake pretty much on like a drum brake system, but obviously still have disc brakes for the rest of it. So we're finding out we can't use these. So our fix, and what we hope is going to fix the problem, is we are going to run front brake rotors. So we're going to try and get these to work. As you can see, they are the same, or almost the same overall width. They're a little bit narrower, but we're going to try and make these work. So got some adjustments, some changes we got to make, but hopefully we can get this all figured out. So that's what we're going to be showing you today. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get this bearing back in here. So we got new bearings and seals for the axle. We're going to throw those in. So right here you can see that one of the issues we didn't notice the other day, because we didn't tighten these all the ways, but these bolts are too long. I need to get a little bit shorter bolts, but I'll show you what was going on with the larger brake rotors, and then I'll show you what's going on with the other ones, and basically how they need to make this bracket shorter, because this is just way too big of a gap. This is a set of rotors that would normally go on the rear of a 1500, which I guess I have to take one of them off in order to do this, but I'll be able to show you this without having to put both of them on. But basically, you go to put this in, and number one, you can see we're nowhere near where we need to be. See that gap? Obviously, that's trying to push it all the way on. So these are just too deep. So now, let's see if the front ones will actually work. Okay, so those are going to work nicely. Because as you can see, we got them fit on there just right. The only thing they're hitting right down there are those bolts, which we are going to go with shorter ones anyways. So yeah, but as you can see, this gap is obviously a major problem. You know, can't even get those over the brake pads, so we're gonna have to work that. But I think using front rotors on the rear are going to be the fix. Alright, so since those other brackets aren't going to work out, I got this piece of 3/8 plate steel. It's 12 by 14. I got it off eBay. But basically we're going to make our new bracket out of this. So I have that. And on top of that, I have a 95mm metal hole saw, which pretty much matches up perfectly. Not quite, I'm going to have to shave it out a little bit, but with the bracket hole. So these are the old brackets, but still the same size hole because they were meant, you know, as well. So fits in there just about right. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this out of this, and then line it up so we can get these bolt holes in, and then test it on the truck, see where the brake brackets fit up, cut those all out, and should be testing. It's going to be kind of a pain. It's wet and rainy. It's supposed to rain for like the next week and a half straight, so that's kind of a bummer, but we're going to do what we can even with the rain. Alright, so I took it off the drill press and just put it in the vise and finished it with the drill. I think that drill press is probably losing its cojones. It's pretty old, but more so it's also the fact that it's not really meant to go through 3/8 steel. The highest it says is 5/16 after adjusting, you know, the belt for different RPM. It's really not designed to go through something this thick, so whatever. Just use the drill, got through it. So now I just gotta drill these holes, and then we can test fit. Alright, trial number 200 something to get these brackets to work. Ultimately what I have discovered is we just need to cut the old ones in half and put them on the back side of the flange that they bolt up to instead on the front side like we were doing. Then we can still use the old rear brakes, so the drum kit without the drums obviously, but the old actual rear brakes. So I'm going to test that theory, so I'm going to cut them in half because as of right now we're not using these anyways, so might as well find out if this is going to work. And then all we got to do is remachine these holes a little bit closer, and we should be good to go. But I'm going to cut these and see what we can do. Going for broke. Those bigger plates, just, I could make them work. Man, it would have been a lot more work than reusing what we've already got here. And the front brakes kind of going to be, it would have been sketchy. I obviously multiple iterations work. Probably going a 1/2 inch, milling part of it down, getting it to, you know, get it some offset. Would have worked, but it would have taken a lot of work, a lot of material I don't have, and this just makes so much more sense. So I'm gonna go for this. Hopefully it works. If not, I gotta go through that whole other process. But let's hope this works. So as discussed, this is going to work, but these obviously have to be brought in closer, so we need to do some remachining on those brackets to get them to work, but we're getting somewhere. This is going to work, and that saves a lot of issues that we are going to run into, so I'm very happy about that. So here is our ghetto readapted plates. So like I said, I'm gonna get these actually machined by an actual machine shop. This is just making sure that this is the right distance, is gonna work. So these are gonna completely be reworked. We're gonna fix out, obviously, them not looking like I made them in my garage, because I did. But obviously when we start actually coming out with these, they will be nice, clean, and machined. But we're gonna go test this on the truck. Boom. And just like that, we have our dual calipers on. So obviously nothing's plumbed up, still got to do all that, but we are going to rework these so that the brakes sit at 9 and 3 o'clock. It'll just be a better sit, it'll make bleeding the brakes a lot easier, and I just think it'll look a lot cleaner. Obviously these were just prototypes, and we made them based off of a design that we had seen elsewhere, and they had them cocked at this weird 11 and 5. So we're gonna change that up, but man, does that feel great to have these on. So yeah, I'm gonna take this all apart because, like I said, I still got to do all the plumbing and everything. But as you can see, we have these together, and oh, I'm freaking stoked. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna get these redesigned, readapted, get them at 9 and 3, and then actually have them nice, clean, and finished. Because you can see I just kind of hacked off the old ones, redid the bolt holes. So not pretty, but they work. So we're gonna get those redesigned, and then we'll show you the finished product. But that will be in a future episode. This is going to be the end of this one. We have them on, and oh, just one step closer to getting these working. So oh, this feels so good to have these together. I am so excited. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You're gonna want to see these in action, so hit that subscribe button. I'm Vinny with Caswell Customs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, had to give you guys a shot of them on the truck with the wheel on. So that's what the setup's gonna look like when it all comes together. Oh, that's freaking awesome. You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any